From Hollywood, John Morrell and Company, makers of three-flavor Red Heart, America's favorite dog food, present Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's lovable motion picture star, Lassie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Red Heart presents the world's most famous dog, Lassie, in person. So, in view of the companionship and protection your dog gives you week in and week out, it's a sure thing he deserves the best care and attention you can give him, which is a mighty good reason to feed him the Red Heart way. That's the way to keep him healthy, happy, and handsome. Three-flavor Red Heart is made of wholesome meat and meat byproducts federally inspected to make sure it's good for your dog. And those three Red Heart flavors give your dog variety every meal. Get a supply of Red Heart now, all three delicious flavors. And now to introduce our story, followed by the presentation of a special award to Lassie, here is Lassie's owner and trainer, Rudd Weatherwax.
Thank you, Charlie, and hello, everyone. Today, Lassie plays a part of another Scotch collie named Laddie in a story entitled Lost Dog. Today, with the help of Marvin Miller, we will try to bring you some of the emotions and sufferings of a lost dog.
It had been a wonderful vacation, this 2 weeks in the lonely cabin in the high Sierras. But like all good things, the vacation ended. The luggage was packed and Laddie was called from his deeper investigation of a rock lizard scurrying about in the sun. The carrier was fitted into the rear compartment of the car, and Laddie jumped in to lie on the soft rug placed there for him. And then as the car pulled away, a jackrabbit chose to bound along behind. Laddie, quickly conditioned to his new life, forgot the command that made him jump into the carrier, saw only the disappearing jackrabbit, and leaped out in pursuit. The sound of the motor drowned his barking, and as Laddie shot up the trail after the rabbit, Mary and John Doran carefully drove down the mountainside, unaware that Laddie had been left behind. It was late in the afternoon when Laddie returned to the cabin. When no one answered from the deserted cabin, he whined and scratched on the door. Then, slowly, through the vague thought processes of a dog's mind, we dare not call it thinking, came the memory of a car fading slowly down the trail. He scampered down to the narrow road and looked long and hard in the direction the car had disappeared. It was not in sight. Slowly, Laddie returned to the cabin porch, and carefully his nose searched every window and the door. The old chairs left standing were investigated, and finally the rough-hewn table at the end of the porch. And there he found the scent of his beloved mistress. With a bound, Laddie was up on the table, a thing he would never do at home. There it was, one of an old pair of gardening gloves, tattered and torn, its mate lost somewhere along the vacation route. A worthless thing, unthinkingly tossed aside by his mistress as useless. But suddenly the old glove was to Laddie the only connecting link to everything he loved, to everything which, except for his wayward 2 weeks in the woods, made up his happy life. Tenderly he picked up the glove, and on quick-moving legs he faded down the trail in the gathering dusk in the direction the car had gone. His mistress would need that glove, and he was determined to take it home. Most of the night he traveled the trail. Finally, very late, he lay down to rest beneath a tree. The threatening storm moved over the peaks to vent its fury elsewhere. The first slanting rays of the morning sun laboriously scaled the mountain. The morning sun found Laddie under the spreading pinyon tree and brought him to his feet, wide awake, his nose testing the air for the scent of any danger. His first thought was for the old gardening glove, and assured that no immediate danger threatened it, Laddie set about getting breakfast in a businesslike manner. First, he carefully dug a hole and buried his precious old gardening glove. Once covered with dirt, he sniffed eagerly to be sure that not the faintest clue lingered in the air. Then he slowly trotted down the narrow game trail that wandered down slopes through the tall trees. Suddenly, Laddie stopped, amazed at the strange creature which waddled up trail toward him. Nor would this peculiar little animal take the regard of the collie, who, first startled and then angry, blocked his way. Laddie backed up a few steps, but the strange little creature waddled toward him. Laddie Laddie's nose told him here was breakfast, and at once he dropped his amazement and leaped forward to catch his prey. Yes, Laddie joined the ranks of the thousands of hunting animals who had lost a short fight to a porcupine. For the little creature rolled suddenly into a ball and, switching its quill-heavy tail, caught the startled dog full in the muzzle. For 3 days, he did no more than lie beside a cold mountain stream, plunging his head into the water when the fever that raged through his body became unbearable. It was there that a forest ranger patrolling his area found him.
Tangled with a porky, trying to find something to eat, huh? Well, I reckon we can cut out that quill right enough, and maybe we'll take you back to the ranger station. I see somebody's looking for you.
Quickly, the practiced hand sterilized a razor-sharp hunting knife in flame. Though the pain was considerable, Laddie was patient. Yet hardly was the quill removed when Laddie, his weakness forgotten, was up and away. His mind held only one thought: the tattered and torn old gardening glove of his beloved mistress, buried in the soft earth under the pinyon tree. For 2 more days, Laddie lay in the foot-deep needles under the pinyon tree while the swelling in his muzzle and the fever left him. The precious old gardening glove lay between his paws. On the morning of the 3rd day, his 7th without food, Laddie raised his head, for instinct told him that he must have food or death would overtake him. So weak, he could at last move his jaws, and slowly he went down the game trail to stop suddenly at a high place where the trail looked down on the mountain stream. Laddie crouched and growled at the big brown bear motionless on the stream bank below, one heavy foreleg dangling in the water. The dog watched. The powerful arms swept swiftly out of the stream, and another threshing, wriggling fish landed on a small pile already lying in the grass. It was these fish that caught Laddie's eye and sent him cautiously down the trail to the stream and toward the big bear, who forgot his fishing to face the snarling dog. Strangely enough, the bear, gorged on berries, roots, and fish, did what a well-fed bear will sometimes do. It turned and ambled off into the woods. For where there was a dog, there might be a man. Laddie, dropping the precious old glove nearby, quickly selected the largest fish in the pile and devoured it in a twinkling. For days, Laddie traveled, his speed increasing as his strength returned. Occasionally, a rabbit died in the quick snap of his jaws. Some days, no food at all came to him. Then one night, tired beyond all further endurance, Laddie came out onto a jutting prominence to see far below him the twinkling lights of a city, his lady's city, his garden city. The city where the old, tattered gardening glove in his mouth would once again enclose a dainty, caressing hand. Laddie was less than a mile from his longed-for garden and his beloved mistress when a small wire-enclosed truck drew up at the curb and the big hoop net was taken down. Jim Malone was a compassionate man, and when he finally cornered the tired dog in front of a large billboard, he tried to reassure him.
Oh, take it easy, pup. Old Jim won't hurt you. Easy there, fella. Oh, son, you really need some attention. Now, easy with the net. Easy. Easy.
Jim Malone hardly expected what happened when he came around to the rear of the wire-enclosed truck to say to his quiet captive,
Now you're acting sensible, old dog. I'll have you in the pound kennel here, and they'll pack your cuts for you and then see what's to be done. Now, easy, boy. I'll open the cage now. Now, let me just...
Like a brown, blood-bespattered battering ram, Laddie suddenly charged out of the truck, snarling like a wild animal, nearly bowling over Jim Malone. And using every ounce of his reserve strength, the collie sped down the street toward the billboard, where he had dropped the old, tattered and torn gardening glove. That night, Long after darkness fell, Mary and John Doran sat before their fireplace reading when a shadow came slowly up the front walk. John Doran, startled at the sound once so familiar, flung open the door, and Laddie came in. Straight to the chair by the fireside he went, where sat his beloved mistress. Into her lap he dropped the old ragged gardening glove. And then he sank exhausted to the hearthrug. For the first time in his life, Laddie failed to notice the gentle hand on his head. But no matter. Laddie was home.
Thank you, Lassie, and thank you, Marvin Miller. Friends, tomorrow we begin observance of National Dog Week. And today, in place of our regular presentation of the Red Heart Award for Valor, our star will receive an honor. Yes, Captain Canor, president of the National Dog Record Bureau and Los Angeles chairman of the National Dog Week, is here to make Lassie honorary canine chairman of National Dog Week. But first, a word from our star. Say, Lassie, you have the best of personal reasons to take an interest in observing this occasion, right? Yeah, sure thing. Lassie's always in favor of a special consideration for dogs. Not only this week, but 52 weeks a year. How about that, Lassie? You know, one of the sanest ways you can show your dog how much you think of him is to see to it that he enjoys the food he eats, and that it's food that's good for him. A short way of saying the same thing is Red Heart, free flavor Red Heart. And here's why. Your dog is sure to like Red Heart because it's made of wholesome meat and meat byproducts. Because it also contains other nourishing ingredients properly balanced to give him all the necessary food elements, Red Heart keeps your dog in top-notch condition. And because Red Heart comes in 3 flavors all dogs like, beef, fish, and cheese, those flavors give him taste variety when fed in rotation. All 3 contain exactly the same basic ingredients. All 3 are good and good for your dog. It's Lassie's favorite food. So feed the Red Heart way, starting now. And now, friends, may I present Captain Canor, president of the National Dog Record Bureau and Los Angeles chairman of National Dog Week. Captain Canor. And, Captain Canor, may I present to you the star of our show, Lassie.
How do you do, Lassie?
Well, now that our introductions are over, Captain Canor, will you tell us something about National Dog Week?
Well, Mr. Lyon, with approximately 20 million dogs in the United States and almost as many dog owners, there is much to be done in teaching proper appreciation for and the care of man's best friend. That is the job to which the National Dog Week organization has been dedicated since it was founded in 1928.
Well, that's very interesting, Captain Canor. And what are the specific objectives of National Dog Week?
There are 8 specific objectives, including fair laws for dogs and dog owners, respect for the rights of non-dog owners, and positive identification of all dogs with the Identicode method. And because the Lassie program has done so much to promote the objectives week after week, it is my pleasure today to appoint Lassie honorary National Canine Chairman of National Dog Week.
Well, thank you, Captain Canor, and congratulations, Lassie. Next week, Lassie plays the part of an Alaskan husky in a story of the far north entitled Crazy LaRose. Lassie's guest will be Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's beautiful young star, Miss Janet Lee, so don't miss it. Lassie is presented each week at this same time by John Burrell and Company, makers of 3-flavor Red Heart, the taste-tested food your dog will enjoy, the health-tested food that will keep him in shape. Lassie appeared by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, who invite you to see their production of Julia Misty-Haves, starring Greer Garson and Walter Pidgeon. This program is produced in Hollywood by Frank Farron, directed by Harry Stewart, story by Hobart Donovan. This is Charles Lyon.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.